Well, Thomas Jefferson once wrote that agriculture is our wisest pursuit and cultivators of the earth our most valuable citizens. But as a society, we're becoming more removed from our agricultural roots, and it's easy to take the production of such abundance for granted. Earlier, I was able to sit down with Oklahoma's Secretary of Agriculture, Jim Reese, to talk about the future of farming and ranching here in our state. Mr. Secretary, give us some idea of the economic impact that agriculture has on Oklahoma's economy.
Well, agriculture usually is a very stabilizing effect on, it goes through the highs and the lows fairly well because it's generating income from the natural resources. OSU just released a study with $36.5 billion worth of impact it has to the state of Oklahoma. But everyone has their impact with indirect, direct impact to the economy. So I just focus on the raw product the agricultural community produces, and that's $6 billion. $6 billion a year that the state of Oklahoma did not have last year, and that we created in 1 year and sell to out of state and out of the country. We have $2.2 billion worth of crops and over $4 billion worth of livestock that are sold every year in the state of Oklahoma. We have 2 million calves born every year, and so all of that product is created in a year and makes the state more valuable.
And this $6 billion worth of sales is money that gets turned around again and again in our rural and urban communities.
A lot of our economy is just passing money around, but the agricultural community is bringing money in, bringing a value off the ground and selling it to other states, other countries, and it's new money to this state that gets passed around by most of the rest of the community.
And this is money that comes from out of state and from out of country, and I think it's a real important point of just how important exports are to our state's economy.
1 out of 9 export dollars that comes into the state of Oklahoma comes from ag products. If you got ag and ag processing, 12% of all of our exports, which goes to other countries in exchange for dollars, are agricultural products. So that is a significant impact. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce just released their study about the importance of exports to the economy. And they don't include all of our raw products, wheat and cotton, which are large export products for the state of Oklahoma. And so if you add those in, we would make our export trade much more positive.
Now, I think everyone is probably surprised by the economic impact that agriculture has on our state. But sometimes we also forget about how agriculture just touches each and every one of our lives.
Well, we can always say that it impacts every individual in the United States and in Oklahoma by the fact that we spend less of our disposable income on food than any other country in the world. Other countries spend a significant amount of their income just to live, just to get food. And in fact, a lot of the turmoil that is caused in other countries is caused because people are hungry. There may be something underlying, religious or political, but hungry people makes for an angry mob.
And we've talked about a story that you told me earlier. And when we had all the ice earlier this year and you went into the grocery stores, I want you to tell everyone that story.
Well, it was just staggering. We were closed for about 4 days for the most part with the snowstorm. And I knew I couldn't get out to very many grocery stores. So I got to the closest one, which was off of a highway. And the cupboards were bare. The meat markets were pretty much empty, the 20 feet of shelving, and there was no beef product at all, very little pork product, and no eggs. I had to go looking at convenience stores to find some eggs. If people ended up in the situation where they had to shop around to actually find the product that they need, an agricultural product that they need, I think they would value agriculture much more. And, fortunately, we're not going to face that anytime soon in America, but I think that we still have to be cognizant of the fact that food isn't just there on the shelf every day. You can't always count on it being there. Someone has to do the work. We have to take care of our land, take care of our livestock, and put food on those grocery shelves. That's where it comes from.
And while agriculture is certainly a 21st century industry, it is still very weather dependent.
It is, and we desperately need rain now in Oklahoma, but due to the fact that agricultural practices have kept up with and have changed over the years, any drought to the degree of the 1920s will not have the devastating effect that it had then. We have more drought-tolerant seeds, more drought-tolerant plants, better farming practices, more conservation of the water that does fall. And so farmers have changed significantly from the years of the 20s, learned a lot, and have advanced their technologies to allow themselves to do better with less rain.
All right. Mr. Secretary, thank you so much.
Thank you.